vous allez avoir un vrai combat acharné.
So, hello everyone, I'm Thomas, I come from Strat. I'm actually finished my diploma with an internship in Italy, and that's pretty all. Yeah, I don't have to say a lot to...
Where are you doing the internship?
At Pininfarina.
At Pininfarina.
Oh no, we didn't want to know. What's that? We don't know.
No, it's a great company.
Yeah.
Do you have the...
Yeah, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I think it would work better with that. Yeah, okay. You wanted to be against your opponents.
So I'm going to present my diploma project. Its name is OCA. It's the origin presentation, so here I speak about my internship, but it's not important for here. So, yeah. So, first of all, I want to say a little word about my thesis, because it's a very important part of my project. So, my thesis was focused on one question. This question is, how does the fiction set the foundation for the progress? Why I asked this question? Because for me, the imagery is the very powerful engine or driver for the people, and for that I want to know how I can tell a good story. So I finished my thesis, and my thesis gives me some conclusion about the fiction. So the conclusion is the fiction can lead to social isolation. The fiction allow us to experience a situation as if we were living it. The fiction is a tool for personal development, especially among the young people. It is the art of the social relationships because it allows us to assimilate others as a friend. Fiction is the matter of the personal independent interpretation of reality, and fiction gives rise to the trend. So I defined some important words, come from my thesis also. So obviously the fiction. So the fiction is for me the construction of the personal imagination around an interpretation. I give a little example. In an image book, the pink elephant is actually on the page. However, in the reader's mind, he comes to life, walk, and speak. Also, the young generation, why I choose this persona, it's because it's more sensitive to the story, and it's a better target for me. And why we need a positive vision? Because today, the collective imaginary is a bit negative because we have a lot of problems and we know that. So I have to make the user actor in the positive solution for the social group, and it's my vision of the positive vision. When I define this important word, I create my designer question, and this design question is how can I, as a designer, propose a mobility using fiction, pushing the younger generation to have a positive vision for the future. So I put some personal value too in this project, a value of economy, ecology, of the mechanic, of the respect of the object, and the responsibilization for the user. Yeah, animation of Keynote, I forgot. So after that, I made some proposal, but I don't speak about this one because we don't have a lot of time. But yeah, some project, potential project. So, but this project is to me too pragmatic because it's a vehicle we already know the form and the actual use. So I want something more animal, more instinctive, and we use some instinctive behaviors. And it's based on an important rite of passage. Rite of passage is correct in English? Yeah. So my focus on the important day of the life of the young people is the first contact with the road, because it's important for all of us, I think. And to play with the human compartment, and this compartment is the anthropomorphism. The anthropomorphism is the capacity for the human to feel the pain in something, on someone. You think it's capable to feel this pain. So I want to know also how to transfer the relation human-animal to the relationship the human-animal relationship to the machine. And I made also an observation. It's today the complexity of the technical object increase and the accessibility of this one decrease because it's too complex. So my project is made for 2035, so it's in 50 years, a bit less, 16 years, sorry. 16 years, so we have some time to make some explanation. The context is the urban and peri-urban environment, and my persona is Lou, 70 years old, because she can go on the road. So after that, I propose this one. So basically, it's a mechanic horse for the young people. First of all, I made two kind of working because I want my user interpret his dream animal on this vehicle. So to maximize the chance of interpretation, I do two kind of working. We have the ostrich team and the horse team for the biped and the quadruped. I made some quick package for these two projects. And after that, I create a cursor to set what kind of design I want for my object. So I can have something very iconic, yeah, like very animal, or something very abstract, or something in the middle. But I choose something more iconic, but enough abstract to allow to my user to interpret his dream animal on it. So I start my research. I do a lot of research on the legs, obviously, on my team, and I made this key sketch. And this key sketch separates my object into different parts. Sorry, the saddle for the comfort part and the mechanic part. So I continue my research, and I start with this key sketch to start in VR with the 3D sketching directly in the space. So I made a lot of iteration. I made a lot of evolution of my design. I tried some different things with the opening of the vehicle, how I can see the speed. I tried also some different proportion. But today, with the AI and the robotic fear, I want to say, an object too aggressive, it's not the best way to create something with AI. For me, I want to have something more vertical, because we know everyone with the Terminator, or I don't know, with the robot, it looks too aggressive, it makes a lot of fear, so I want something very neutral and a bit more stable. So I do for the biped too. I make some scenario to know how I can reload the object, how I can manage it, because I have some value about the mechanic and how I can manage my vehicle. So the vehicle is designed to have some very clear components, and when one component is damaged, he just blinked in red to say at the user, oh, it's time to change. So lots of iteration, my final VR sketches, and the final design. So Oka is a single-seater mechanical horse for the young driver with accessible mechanics promoting the long-term emotional relationship, choose the learning how to build and its personalization. So Oka is made also in the scholarly courses for the school, because I want to have something around the learning to teach at the kid how we can manage a vehicle and technical thing. So in the future, the digital classes can integrate some learning objects made by the brand Oka also, with different level of learning. And when you finish your courses, you have the mobility object. It's just the mobility object, you can get it. So I don't want to say get it, because Oka is more an animal, so you have to adapt it. So you get your certificate because you work a lot, you do a lot of theory class, so you are very intelligent now. And with this certificate, you can go at the Oka shop to make your personalization and make your Oka your dream animal. So you have a lot of choice, leg style, color, a lot of horn, and you can also choose your top case. It's an important pieces because this pieces is your first choice to give you and a special need. If you are an artist, you can take the double circular bag. You can say additional battery if you have to work a lot, and also obviously the classic top case. Okay, so when you adopt the Oka, you come to the Oka shop and you have a little ceremony to get the Oka because it's important. You have to manage this vehicle for a long time. So it's like not a marriage, but you know. And so the Oka seller presents you your Oka, but his neck is closed for the moment, and he gives you the key to allow the Oka. Okay. To allow the Oka to recognize you like his master. He makes you some warning, like, okay, you make this link, but after it's over, it's your Oka, so you take care of it. You make your first step, you approach it, and when you touch your Oka, it's like you trust in the Oka, so the Oka trusts in you, and he opens his neck, he opens his chest, and now it's go to go on the road and have to free time. So the Oka is like a horse. You have different rein mode, the step, the throw, the galop, and the great galop in French, bon galop. You can see here how it works, how you can make the throw and the galop. Also, the Oka is equipped with the leash to have a natural attachment when you want to park your Oka. You have the sitting mode to come on. So here we can see how it works. So yeah, super, nice. The control is very simple because obviously it's an animal vehicle, so I don't want to have a lot of buttons everywhere. I want to keep something more natural, so we just can control the direction and the lamp. So you can also check the battery level and the speed. So the vehicle is made for the road, so he has the lamp, he has blink light, he has stop and reverse lighting, and also he has an important movable part, so you have some little lamp on the roof to say the other user where is your foot when you run on the road. Yeah, so I made also and defined a 3D model to explore how the mechanic legs can be. I'm not an engineer, but it's just an work to explore how I can make some very simple look for the mechanic parts. So I made this one like a Meccano or big mechanical Lego to allow the user to understand easily how the legs works and how he can easily manage it. So the problem with the easy management is if you can easily disassemble it, everyone can be. So with the key you can lock your Oka at some critical point, and so it's your Oka and you don't have any problem with it. So this simple mechanic, it's made to have this kind of scene with the I'll do it over in one slide. So you have some scene like that with a very serene user when you want to repair your Oka, and you have a very serene relationship with it. So yeah, this is Oka, and thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. That was an interesting presentation. It was pretty different. Do you have any questions, Mr. Stabosz?
Yeah, when can I buy one?
I made maybe a contract with Boston Dynamics, and I'll come back to you.
Perfect. Perfect target. Keep on pushing.
Yeah. He knows how it works.